Alright, today's info, FYI, for your info, is an update on the gliding strips. One thing that I've noticed that might be a big value to some of you, to those who don't use Mormon, and to those who don't dog ear their channels. I know there's some that put a rag on a pole and they'll go along the frame to catch like a bead of water or anything to that nature. But on the interior, when you have windows up that high, you're never going to have fingerprints. You're just going to have dust. Alright? What the good thing about gliding strips is, I came in here. As you can see, there's just like a few drops. Now, under normal circumstances, I would have to take my rag or my mop, my Wagtail mop. This is great for cleaning up the floor, by the way. Just flip it down and just mop it. But you see, I did all these windows in here without leaving too much water. Only thing I had to do was wipe the ledge, which it wasn't much water. And the reason why is because these gliding strips eliminate the over excess of water drippage on the floor. Not to mention, because the gliding strips is close to the end, you got a ½ an inch that's not catching the edge, but that little bit doesn't really matter. This is enough to clean the window and take that dust off on the corner without leaving a bead of water, if you can understand what that means. Alright, under normal circumstances, you're mopping close to the frame. When you squeegee, that's when you're going to have that line. But because those gliding strips are centered on the center part of the squeegee, rather all the way towards the end, it still has enough to clean that edge without leaving a bead of water. And as long as you have a swivel tool, you can do this. You know, I've done straight pulls with these gliding strips and it still worked. Particularly on that narrow window, I've done straight pulls. I don't go side to side in a narrow window like that. It's pointless. But that's another thing that you could discover when you get these gliding strips. It's an easy fabrication to do if you wanted to modify your own traditional channels, even wide body channels, I imagine. And to silver bits. As far as the combi is concerned, I don't know how you would hook that up to it. I'm sure you could. Another guy said it could be done, but I haven't seen it. And I gave my combi away. I think it was to you or someone in a contest, so I don't have any more. The only reason why I gave up, that was a beautiful tool. I love the combi, but that was only before I discovered the Highflyer. And there's no need to use any the other wags because the Highflyer will take on all the jobs, big or small. So, you know, rather than collecting dust, I forward it to someone that could use it. And I say to y'all out there, I know you guys, even veterans, have a crap load of tools that you don't even use. Why don't you donate it? You know, help a fellow tradesman come up. There's no need for them to be working with them dollar squeegees from the dollar store, or you know, some might spend a little bit more and go right to Home Depot. But even still, that's not that great of a tool to start off. I mean, starting off, yeah. But when you start to get more into your field, you'll find that you need to get better tools, more professional tools. Not to say that the Unger and M.A.W products aren't professional, but what I'm saying is you're limited, you know, and if you don't like getting on ladders, then that's when you got to look into specialty tools like Mormon or Wagtail. This will eliminate all that climbing stuff, you know. There's nothing wrong with M.A.W, the basics, M.A.W and Unger. It's just more of a preference. What are the extent of the areas you're trying to reach in your business? Do you want to go in the high rise? Do you want to go in the residential? You know, there's things and tools that's going to make your job easier. And if you're going into residential, well, maybe you might want to see about Mormon, you know, because you don't want to have to detail. Maybe you want to see about Wagtail because you don't want to have to throw up a ladder to get that arc window above the door on a lot of the fancier and newer homes. They always have that arc window above the door. And if you have a traditional type tool, it's kind of hard to get it. I mean, you could have a swivel tool and make it loose, but you're not going to know how to use it in order to eliminate the ladder part, unless, of course, you have a swivel tool to begin with and you're working with it on a daily basis. When you come across something like that, you already know how to attack it in a matter of minutes, rather than going to the truck, getting the ladder, putting it down. That's lost time. All right, so that's today's little FYI update on the gliding strips. All right, Macafracka, peace, peace, peace.
Let the music play. Listen to what I have to say. I'm just an ocean cleaner from around the way. I'm smooth and Joe cool, I'm coolin' and cool. Some people just call me a window cleaning fool, but it really doesn't matter. Cleaning windows like lather, just like soap, doping and dope. Just like a boat, Wagtail will float way up high into the sky. Cleaning windows on the block, just on the slide. Listen to the beat, don't look at my feet, cause it's too fast. I'm gonna wax that glass, kid. Just like glass, I'm gonna wag it to pieces and eat it up, just like I eat Reese's. Wagtail is good, Wagtail ain't crazy, it ain't hazy. Cleaning waters off the glass, just like it's pasty. So when you see me cleaning windows, putting circles on the glass just like a spindle. You'll be saying, Wagtail ain't playing. I put it on my finger just while I'm jangling. Jangling. Whack.